Of 18 in game 2. Entry pass into Gibson. Gibson swallowed up. And Muhammad fouls LeBron James, and then a technical foul on James. And Muhammad, for some reason, shoves James. And we're having it again. Players losing their cool and their poise here over what seems to be normal NBA fouls.
James shoved Muhammad. That's why the technical foul was called. And then Muhammad shoved James down. It'll be interesting to see if they throw Muhammad out because James fell down. That's just a foul.
So James throwing him down, and then Muhammad responding to it.
You know what I look
at?
At
Gibson and Anderson going.
I'm not sure James necessarily pushed Muhammad down.
He got wrapped up.
Well, yeah, he did. But he's just trying to discard a guy who's wrapping him up.
And that's an offensive foul. Oh, look out. James and Noah have words. James called for the push-off, for the pushing and shoving between James and we saw Robinson look to get involved. And here's Noah being restrained by teammates. Noah's going to get a technical because after the fact, he went back into the fray and had some words for James. Remember, this goes back. There's some history here between these two teams, not just to this year, that streak-busting performance. There's the play. Okay, Noah, after the whistle, reaches in for the ball. James responds. It looks like it's going to be a double technical.
Yeah, they're calling Noah and James.
Well, I like this with your Chicago. You have to try to be physical with LeBron. You can't let...
Robinson gets past James. Blocked by Anderson, but a foul. As we're going to have some, after the whistle, pushing and shoving, much like in game 2. The Bulls taking exception to Anderson after the play. Looking at both benches, nobody leaving the benches, fortunately.
Well, it started, there was a wet spot over in front of the Bulls bench, which Bellinelli slipped on. Then Derek Stafford, the official, slipped on it. That's clearly a foul. Noah's just, that's a technical foul on Noah.
Right. Anderson was getting off him. It wasn't like he was doing anything extra to Nate Robinson. Obviously crashed into him after the play.
Now, last game, I thought Miami did a lot of that sort of stuff. Noah's reacting to that, but to me, this is easy. This is a technical foul by one guy, a foul. Nate Robinson shoots 2.
He's not in there because he's a 4 or 5 player. He plays more on the perimeter. Spacing is not really there with Dexter Pittman. Rip Hamilton almost got shoved out of bounds, or literally shoved out of bounds by Dwayne Wade.
Wade picks up his second foul. And there was no intent on that.
Okay, wait. That's my point. What's the difference? What is the difference here?
You got to start calling. You got to have some consistency here.
Well, I agree. Now, this happened right in front of the official Eric Lewis, and this was a shove as Wade and Hamilton continue to go at it. Now, was that a flagrant 1 or a flagrant 2? Was there any unnecessary?
Yep. I guess they just discussed it. But I think this is a T that comes after the play.
Well, they continue.
It's a double T. Wade on the Miami side, Rip Hamilton on the Chicago side.
So they're calling that a flagrant 1, though, because Rip Hamilton's going to the free throw line.
Trip met. He said this is probably a very good test for us this time of year. Easily our toughest of the season so far.
Yeah, it will be, especially when you factor in the injuries and illness that they're dealing with. And we got a little bit of a dust-up between Norris Cole and Kurt Heinrich away from the ball.
And I will say this, Kurt Heinrich ain't going to back down to anyone. I know Norris Cole, he likes to go as well, but Kurt Heinrich's not going to back down.
How about just moving on?
Oh, yeah, I like it. See, this is what happens when teams get locked up. That's seen each other in the playoffs the last few.
Damage in the paint. They really pack their defense in, Jeff.
Well, you have to pack your defense in. It starts with not giving anything cheap in transition like the last one.
James releases, got behind Butler, and somehow couldn't control it. Butler and James getting tied up, shoving. Tony Brothers like separating them like a hockey fight, and now going to get double technical. It's just a matter of time before he was going to do that. It started harmlessly, but they couldn't get untangled, and neither one would let it go.
Well, Butler got a foot in his face. James also pushed Butler right there.
Well, you saw that kick from Butler, again trying to get moving, then both pushing and shoving each other. Tony Brothers trying to let him just play, and then finally said, all right, enough.
Well,
This kind of music, use it and you get introduced it whenever you